A very good morning to you and welcome to Life and Style Thursday edition. I don't know why I want to say Wednesday. Wednesday was yesterday. We had a good time with Pastor Chris. Thursday edition, this is Inspirational Thursday, and I hope you're ready for an amazing day. We've got Motivate, we've got Innovate, books and blogs, and of course, Restaurant of the Week, where we sample one restaurant every single week. We find out what is it about them that stand out. Of course, we also draw inspiration from our books, and Tendai, our magician, our techie, always has something amazing for us. So on to Innovate right now with Tendai.
Thanks so much, Mwikali. Yes, guys, so today we've got some pretty cool stuff that we haven't said that we're going to talk about, and including a very interesting software that has really pushed the bound of communication literally around the world. So imagine an application that everybody has free voice to speak what they want to speak, and you can get, information from all around. And we have a group who will be coming in to explain more about that and exactly how you can use it and how it's beneficial to us. So can you please have one welcome for guests? Please join me on set and grace us with your cool application and software. Welcome to Katie and Life and Style.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you as well. Great to see you.
Hi.
All right.
You have a very pretty interesting application and project going on. But before we get into it, maybe we can start by introduction.
Cool. My name is Angela Lungati. I'm the Director of Community Engagement at Ushahidi. Ushahidi is a Swahili word that means testimony. We're a company that was born out of the post-election violence that broke out in Kenya back in 2008.
Oh, wow.
We developed a platform that basically allows for ordinary citizens to share their voices via different means, whether it's SMS, email, Twitter, or the web platform, and have that aggregated and visualized on a map.
Oh,
Yes.
I like the explanation.
Chris Kuria is my name. I'm an Innovation Manager at Ushahidi.
Welcome to Innovate.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah.
so maybe now you can give us a little rundown of exactly what the application is about, what it can do, a little bit more detail about it.
Okay, so like I'd mentioned before, what the platform does is basically allow you to interact with people who traditionally be passive recipients of information and have a bottom-up approach to kind of interacting with them. So people are able to send in text messages or emails or send in tweets with a specific hashtag or go to a website and fill out a specific form on a particular issue and have that visualized on a map like what you're seeing here. This platform has been used more than 90,000 times in more than 150 countries.
Wow,
Born out
all over, yeah?
Yes,
That's
born out
amazing.
of problems that you would traditionally associate with Africa: low bandwidth, bad governance. That's being used for crisis mapping in Haiti and Nepal, using it for election monitoring here in Kenya and in the US, using it for human rights mapping in Egypt and in Syria. Yeah.
Wow, so it really does a lot, right? Okay, so we're on the same page and everybody's watching at home. Basically, I can upload information to the platform. For example, let's say I am voting, right? I'm able to give the information what's happening on the ground to your site?
Yes, you could either do that through an SMS, depending on where you are, like she said earlier. So, or tweet via a specific hashtag or an email. So if, for example, if it's a voting incident and you get to the polling station and you find that the ballots are not enough or it's not open, you can either send an SMS or a tweet and the platform, it shall come to the platform.
Yeah. Speaking of ballot boxes, recently you had an election, the US election. Do you guys, clearly I'm seeing it's open on the page. What did you guys manage to gather on that? Or you can tell us more about that? Or maybe you can use that as an example, even.
Okay. So, this is a tool that was built here in Kenya, but then looking at how it's been used across the globe, we do have team members across the entire world.
Oh, wow.
Elections are things that are very close to our hearts because that's how Ushahidi started in the first place. And our colleagues in the US also felt the need to deploy the platform for the elections this time, simply because they wanted to make sure that there was some level of transparency in the entire process, right? So, a couple of weeks ago, we decided to deploy our software to allow for American citizens to send in messages around, are there issues around them voting? Did you go to a polling station? Did you spend too much time online? Was the machine working? And also, if the process was pretty smooth for you, sharing that with us, as well.
That's amazing. So you mean guys were literally communicating all the way from the States back here at home, giving info on the double? It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also had several volunteers, even from the United States, who joined the Ushahidi staff who are based in the US, just to help with the entire process.
So, based on the elections, what were you able to get to gather? What info do we have?
I mean, we have a couple of messages coming in just around there being a smooth process. We did see a couple of messages coming in around, I spent a lot of time on the line, 1 hour, 2 hours, which is a little unusual for them, which goes to show that people did turn out in drones to go and vote.
To go and vote.
Yeah. We also made sure that we had different categories set, like, witness violence, just in case, because there were indications of there likely being voter suppression, but we didn't quite get a lot of those.
Now I see how this can be used. So, there was some, of course, wonders, of course, in this historic election in the States. And so, for example, let's say, you're Hispanic, you're Black, you're Mexican, and you're not getting this fair treatment. You're able to pass that message on this platform now, right?
Exactly.
Yes. It allows for all citizens to be able to raise their voice in a particular situation. In this case, the US election.
So in this case, the US election.
Yes.
So what's the feedback like? I mean, since you were getting feedback from people, I mean, how did it turn out? Was there any critical info that you managed to gather using the site?
I mean, we didn't get that much information around there being any issues. So it looks like the process was relatively smooth. What we're seeing is things happening after. Post the election, right? We're seeing reports coming up on Twitter, people, protesting the results and things like that.
Yeah,
and there being fear around xenophobic incidences. So, we are actually at the point where we're trying to think of opening this up post-elections and seeing if we can actually help raise those marginalized voices, those people who are feeling afraid as a result of the outcome. Yes.
So, okay, I understand. Okay, fine. So I put my input for my information. For example, I was waiting for X amount of time at the line. Where does the information go to? How does it benefit me as a person? Why should I even translate that information?
So the key to the success of Ushahidi deployments is really closing out the feedback loop, making sure that whoever sends you information sees some sort of action coming out of it. So for the US elections, what we did is we had an escalation partner, the Electoral Protection Committee, and in incidences where we received anything around voter suppression or violence or any sensitive information, then we were able to escalate that to them to see what they could do about it. Yes.
So there was a toll-free number that anybody could call that's on the platform. So if you felt you needed to escalate a particular issue, you just call the number and the Electoral Protection Committee would respond.
Oh, so the Election Protection Committee will get to now translate that information that's coming from the people.
Because they have the authority to actually respond to this particular matter.
So I'm there for 2 hours, I've been complaining. They'll make sure that it quickens up.
Yeah.
Now I'm up to date. That's perfect. So maybe you can tell us about how it works exactly, maybe how the interface, like from the home screen, so that become more familiar with it. How does it look like from the get-go when I go onto your site?
Okay, so when you go to usaelectionmonitor.ushahidi.io, this is what you're going to get. You have, the main map with a timeline of all the reports coming in. So all these icons that you're seeing on the screen denote a particular message that was sent by an individual. And then, you'll have a little information on this, the sidebar on the left that explains to you how you can send in a report. So you're able to see the toll-free number that we had set up, the hashtag through which
people communicate through.
Exactly. And then, you can actually filter the reports based on the different categories of information we're collecting. So say I just wanted to see posts around voter suppression. I could just say that I want to show only those.
Specifically voter eyes.
Yeah, specifically that. And what would happen is, the map is interactive. It will show you those.
Yeah. You can even get to see what's happening at that place.
Exactly.
Even pictures.
Yes.
These are actually pictures from the voting day.
Yes, these are actually pictures from that day.
Wow.
Right.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then you're also able to see the time when the message came in, the source, is it SMS, is it web, is it Twitter? And
you
then
get all the information there.
Exactly.
So, I mean, is this limited to political structures only?
No, because it's a platform that allows you to crowdsource or collect data and information. There's a joke we like to tell. You could even collect data on the best, in Kenya, the best Nyamachoma place.
Yeah.
So
if anything.
If you've gone to a Nyamachoma joint and you're like, wow, this Nyamachoma is actually good, you could rally people around that and say, okay, if you go to this place, could you just report and say, I had great Nyamachoma. So
for example, let's say that one hashtag is great Nyamachoma, and I go search. I'll see many This is complete joint where everybody is going to.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's not
Oh,
just
I
in
see.
crisis situations or election monitoring, but that's just because that's our history as Ushahidi. But the platform allows for a whole lot of different
Much more, yeah.
applications.
Yeah, the platform has been used in Haiti. It was used back in 2010 to basically help humanitarian responders interact in real time with people who are affected on the ground.
That was not in Haiti.
That was in Haiti in 2010. I think that was actually the first time it was used in such a situation, and people looked at technology as a tool that can help revolutionize the concept of humanitarian response.
Yeah.
And so last year when the Nepal earthquake broke out, there's a group of techies called the Kathmandu Living Labs who decided to set up the platform just as a means of getting to know exactly what was required on the ground. Because there were a lot of assumptions being made, okay, these guys need blankets, these guys need rice. Well, what was actually on the ground was, we might need medical supplies.
As well.
Exactly. So just
So
help
guys were now feeding that information there. What
Exactly.
they need, their demands, if
Yes.
it's not being reached.
Exactly. So
I
Tendai
see.
says, I need water. Don't
Yeah.
bring me a blanket. I need water.
Water,
That gets mapped out, and then someone from the Red Cross or
Well,
even
now,
the
so you are like the middleman of that information, right? In a way, right?
The platform was
redirecting the
used
platform.
by those who are actually handling the entire response and
Oh,
relief.
I see. So you're not even there at all. It's
No,
that
we were
I
not there.
understand.
We were
I
Yes.
not there.
understand.
The Kathmandu Living Labs actually set it up for the Red Cross, the military who actually used it
Yes.
in Nepal.
Yeah.
To actually, to actually send out now the relief.
That's amazing. I know that you guys have something also going there for quite a long time, ever since the war began in Syria. Can you tell us a bit more about that and how it has benefited people there?
I think when you look at the Syria example, that's it's a very special case in the sense that right now everybody in the world is clamoring to figure out what can we do to actually help Syria. And I think for them the first step was creating awareness on what was going on.
That's very true.
Yes.
Yeah.
So right now there are actually two separate deployments. There's one general one that's collecting everything around all the atrocities. Is it people being kidnapped, people being killed? And then there's one that is focused specifically on sexual harassment and violence against women. And it's disturbing to see the volume of data that they're actually
There is
collecting.
information coming along.
There is
that.
actually a lot of data that's actually being collected around that point. I think the struggle there has really been, fine, we're creating awareness, but then now what do we do?
So it's like there's no help going. Or
Not per se. I mean, people are using that data to kind of, you're able to
Sound
see,
out,
to
isn't
sound
it?
out what exactly is
I
going
see,
on.
yeah.
But I
To
think,
direct responses.
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I see. So then
Yeah.
you're able to at least know what's going down at that base.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to understand from this, since it's individual giving information, even if it's suppressed to news by any body, for example, this gives that transparency of like, we raise awareness of a particular thing, even if it's being, shadowed. Is it that type of thing?
The goal is to raise voices of marginalized groups, right? When you look at projects like the US elections, we're focused on the citizens. Those people who would traditionally just be passive recipients of information, let's hear what they have to say.
yeah.
In the Kenyan election context, reaching my grandmother who is all the way in Shags.
And now she doesn't have Wi-Fi, which is going to get to.
Exactly.
What happens then?
So, our motto at Ushahidi is, we really capitalize on the mobile phone because it's ubiquitous. It's what people have access to. We try as much as possible to make sure the technology meets you where you are, right? That we're not limiting the different audiences. And also recognizing that because these are marginalized groups, they won't have access to smartphones or
these things,
laptops,
yeah.
but their voices still need to be heard, which is why SMS is a really big key to the success of the platform.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So this application was done by Kenyans in Kenya, and it's doing all these big things around the world.
Yes.
Who started this? How did it begin? What triggered it? That story behind.
Well, yeah, the story behind it during the post-election violence that happened in 2008, and a couple of bloggers who are Kenyans, looking for information around what was going on during the elections, and there was limited information going around at the time. So what happened was they just came up with the concept of what if we had a platform where anybody would send an SMS and would actually come up on a web platform to make it accessible to all Kenyans. And that's how it began.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you show something that's from Kenya? Maybe we can see like a Kenya map, something data maybe that you've collected from here?
Yeah, sure. So, sticking back to elections, I'm actually going to show you a deployment that we set up
2013.
in 2013.
2013,
yes.
There we go. So you'll notice that this is actually it looks very different from the other one. This was on the older version of the platform.
I see, yeah.
And a lot of what we did in 2013 fed into why we have redesigned the new version of the platform.
Yes.
But back in 2013, the idea was having Kenyans protect their votes. Having them be the ones who are sending us messages, then we're able to collect them and aggregate them and visualize them on a map.
So you mean this is the information, like the numbers I'm seeing?
Yes.
Wow. So those are the Kenyans sending reports.
Yes.
In 2013.
So from these locations.
Yes, from all
That's
those
amazing.
locations. And as you zoom in to the map, the numbers will end up getting smaller.
It disperses from, so you get no pinpoint.
Exactly.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
And then,
very helpful, yeah?
Again, you're also able to filter them according to different categories. It's
also,
very
you can
interactive.
choose the particular category of information that you want from which input, isn't it?
Exactly, from whichever input that you want. So you see, it's very interactive. And then the other thing that we tried as well in the Kenyan election context was overlaying data about, data of the polling station. So if you're in, let's say,
specific county.
Also, even all the counties are there, like I'm seeing right now.
Yeah. Let's say you want to see Yatta. You either decide you want to overlay the citizen reports over there, it would show you, or you want to look at the polling stations, it would actually populate them. So you're able to.
Wow, that's amazing. So, we're having elections next year. How is this going to be how can this be implemented into it, and how can Kenyans take advantage of this platform? Welcome, Mwikali.
Couldn't stay out of this one.
Welcome.
Yeah, you were asking the question.
Yeah, so like I was asking, how can Kenyans implement it during the next year's elections?
Well, conversations have already begun around building an uchaguzi for.
Uchaguzi.
Yeah, because that's what we call it in 2013. So
Next year.
Next year, yes, it's a comeback, and we will look and communicate to the entire. To all Kenyans about what's going to be coming. So you could expect that there will be a specific hashtag, there will be a specific phone number, there'll be specific communication to all counties and to all citizens through partners like KTN and all other media stations to know exactly what's going on the ground and how a Kenyan, can raise their voice as the elections approach.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
And
it's won a couple of awards.
Yes.
Yes, it has, because I've known of Ushahidi for a while now. It's really, really huge.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. I mean, this is a very absolutely helpful application. I think everybody can find a way to find it useful. Like they mentioned, it's not only just political or it's literally anything. It's just a matter of mapping down.
All right.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciated it so much.
All right.
An amazing app. Keep on doing the great work.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Ah, yes, sawa.
right.
Has anyone said Merry Christmas to you guys?
No.
So Merry Christmas
you
it
go
is.
first.
Oh, thank you.
You guys wish that mood. We're just
Christmas in
there.
November,
We're just there. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
eh?
Okay.
All right.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Tendai, of all the things you could ask, you just had to throw in a nyama choma in there.
I'll defend myself. It was not even me. Let me tell you that. It was mainly him. So you show that at least that's what the minds were looking at. I was thinking of places like I'm healthy, by the way. Like healthy joints to go. Get some alkaline food. Yeah.
Alkaline food.
Alkaline food. It's like electricity food. I won't even
can't.
get deep on it.
I can.
But guess what I have?
Yeah. You always have something.
Does this look familiar?
Oh, you what?
No, and I did not pickpocket it.
I had
did
my
not.
phone.
I
had
did not
my
pickpocket
phone
it. I
at
swear.
some point.
You know what? Sometimes gadgets have a way of just being attracted. But there's something I want to show you cool about your phone, right?
Okay.
And it's a good thing you're here. You know what's funny?
It still remembers.
It still remembers my fingerprint
your
from
fingerprint.
the first episode.
Yes.
Imagine. Here we go.
Okay.
Now, there's something I want to show you. Guys, have you ever been in a situation whereby you lose your phone? Yeah, your phone has been stolen, even for say, your phone has been stolen and you want to find where it is in that exact moment. Or you need to actually track it. Not all the time you actually need to go through the long process of going to your mobile carrier, then going to the police. Sometimes if it's like in an area where you can do chap, there's a way. Now, on the Google Play Store, there's something called, it's actually an application by Google, which basically helps you track down your lost items, technology-wise.
Lost item.
Lost items. Wow. It's called, this application right here.
Just a couple of phones. Thank you, Tendai.
Yeah, it's called Device Manager. You can just go on to your Google Play Store, it's free, Device Manager. Once you open it up, it'll ask you to put your password, which I'm definitely not going to show. But the moment you've done that, it will basically show you all the devices that are logged onto your email address. So in the world. Now, guess what? My email address is logged onto your phone because we want to do an example, right?
All right.
So let's just say Mwikali has stolen my phone. This is my phone. Mwikali has gone with my Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, and I want to find it. What do I do? Simply, I just click this option and to show me all the phones that are running on my email address. So we've got Samsung, we've got a Snooker, Infinix, and now I'm gonna look for this one particular, which is the top one over here. As I can even see your location. This is where you are right now.
I am a Standard Group Limited.
Exactly.
That's exactly where
and
we
that's
are.
where we are.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I can literally find my phone where it is. Even if you go to the States, even if you go to China.
That's so cool.
I'll know where you are at my phone. And not just that, fine, I've discovered you have my phone. I have the power to even lock the phone. You won't be able to use it.
What if it's off?
If it's off, I have the power to erase everything. Everything.
Good Lord,
So the moment
yes.
you turn it on, you're seeing a brand new phone. You're not seeing any information. If you'll not get nothing. So it's pretty cool for people who have, let's say, top sensitive information on their devices and it's gone. So I won't try. I'll try erasing your content.
No.
But I'll try ringing your phone. You can also ring your phone.
You can call it?
How many times have you lost? Like you can't find your phone in the house alone.
Yes.
And you have no other
That's
phone
so
to call
cool.
it. So even if the phone's on silent, your phone is on silent right now.
My phone is on silent.
Because we're on set, but it doesn't care. If you have stolen the phone and you're in a matatu, for example, and someone has pickpocketed your phone. So basically, an alarm comes on.
Yeah.
And ideally what I would want to do is I would want to put a lock on your phone, then ring you so that you can't stop it.
And then it doesn't appear like
it doesn't
it's
appear.
ringing.
You can't see anything.
So you're just wondering, I'm still in this phone, what's happening? What's happening?
And me, I'll hear my phone. So I'm like, that's
Will this
the
work
ringing.
if the thief turns the phone off?
If the thief turns the phone off, the moment you turn it on, I'll see. If you can stop it, you just press the volume button.
Where do I?
Oh, again, you have stolen, so it won't stop that easily. But if you check, I'm able to know where it was used last at what time. So you can see here I have your location and 1 minute ago.
1 minute
now.
ago, Nairobi, Kenya.
Nairobi, Kenya. So if you had switched it off, the moment you turn that phone on, I have information back. In fact, you even tell me your phone has been turned on. So, you could lock the phone. You can see you can lock and erase stuff.
Yeah.
So ideally, you don't have to waste so much.
You said not now.
Yeah, I said not now.
Okay, just
so
checking.
Later. So you'll find that you can basically be able to, track your phone down. So you don't have to go to the CID.
I know, that's a long process.
I've lost many phones. OB.
Now, what if I change my SIM card? Like,
The good thing, this is different. When you go to the police station, they ask you for your phone number, for your IME number to track your phone. Yeah. This one is different. It uses your email address. Wherever my email address is signed in the world, it'll just show this account is using your email.
you use the devices that have been highlighted to, pick out what device you're looking for.
What device I'm looking for. Yeah, because if I open this, my email address, let's say Tendai Mbalekwa @gmail.com, it will show me these are the phones that Infinix Note 2, Samsung, Snooker, and yours.
Yeah.
So these are all the phones that my email address is logged into as we speak. Whoa. So ideally, if someone steals your phone, your email address is logged into it. And the only way to delete it is if you format the entire phone, which is flashing. But by the time you do that long process, I would have found the phone. If not that, if you did it at your home, imagine a thief goes and does it at their place. I'll screenshot and we'll just be there, CID. Hey, Buddha, Sasa,
You just say Buddha, Sasa.
Yeah. So,
telling us Buddha, Sasa.
I'm telling you.
This is amazing.
Yeah, so it's simple. It's called Device Manager, guys. It's for free.
Device Manager.
And it's safe. It has been created by Google, so you know that you're good to go. Just sign in and you can see all you want. Unfortunately, it's only on Android devices because it only makes sense that you're signed into Gmail on an Android device, unlike having an iOS or a third-party phone. So majority do have Android, and I think this would be very helpful for all those people.
I know what to do.
Yeah.
I know what to do.
It's unfortunately like BlackBerry is not in the scene as much nowadays. But otherwise, if you have Samsung, any Android device, you're good to go.
All right.
So that's it. And it's free.
And it's free. There you have it. You've got no excuse. You lose your phone in the house. That's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
You just misplace your phone in the house and you're busy looking for it.
Because look, if I zoom out of here, you ultimately get to see the pinpoint location.
Yeah, that's Kenya.
That's Kenya.
Kenya, then you go closer, Nairobi.
And then boom, we get closer, Mombasa Road. You can see the road.
I can see the road right there.
We'll definitely just find you.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tendai.
Sure
That's
thing.
really good.
Yeah.
I would, like I keep asking, I'd like to see how many apps you have on your phone.
Trust me, I have a ton of app. I think I could start a Play Store on my own. A Tendai Play Store.
Tendai Play Store.
Tendai Store.
There goes our magician. This has been Innovate. Thank you so much, Tendai.
Thank
We'll
you.
take a very short commercial break. When we come back, we're all about motivate. This is Inspirational Thursday, Life and Style. Remember on Facebook, it's KTN Life and Style on Facebook, KTN Life_Style on Twitter and Instagram.
And
yes,
Instagram.
and Instagram. SMS is 22840. Feedback is highly appreciated. For any questions about this, of course, Tendai will be able to answer all your questions. Just post them there and we'll get back to you. We'll be right back.
The change was so slow that you could not notice, because it took me 2 years, 1 month to get out of insulin. Wow. And it took me 2 years, 7 months to start walking.